Hello, it's a Wednesday and it's 1:30, and I thought as I'm in the area I'll pop into this Hampden Park library I keep hearing about. Well, I say hearing, but I mean whenever I drive through Hampden Park I always see signs to the library, and I'm always curious to know what it's like inside. In fact, I didn't even know where the building was. I thought it was on the right as I was coming in, but that's a surgery, a doctor's or a GP practice, doctor's practice, doctors. So I've just a few minutes ago, found out where it is exactly, and of all the days it's closed on a Wednesday, and today is a Wednesday. Right, I've had fun and games with the export. It took me ages doing the outro, as I mentioned, and when I finally kicked it off or started the export, it was okay. I mean, I had my own customized export. I wanted to use 40 kilobytes per second and a fixed GOP, group of pictures. It's very technical stuff. Basically, it fills in, it creates an image between frames or something. And anyway, custom setting, used it for an export. It was going to take 4 hours overnight, which is fine, and of course during the night I get up and check on its progress about 2 or 3 times, and on the last time it completed, but it said fail. I almost deleted the file on the desktop, but as is the way with Curiosity, I opened the file and it began to view. The intro was fine. In fact, I scrubbed along, it was all fine. I thought, great, so what was wrong with it? And then I scrubbed to the outro, and the outro was completely wrong. Now the outro is made up of various text bits. You've got a thank you text, a music text, there's also an edited with a certain editor text, and then you've got the texts that say previous vlog, best reviewer, etc. All these text elements showed the same text wording. It doesn't matter what it was, it happened to be the end, which was the last text field. It used the last text field for all the other text fields. I know it sounds odd, but that's because it was a special text. It's the HTML text. In order for me to have a shadow around the letters in Shotcut, the editor I used, I needed to use the text HTML effect. So I did the first one, and then what I do is I copy that text. What is it? It's not a field, it's an effect. It's like a clip, because you put it on the timeline, it looks like a clip, but it sits on top of a normal clip. So I copied that clip and just changed the writing. However, the way the HTML works is once you create the effect, you then have to select which sort of HTML it is. They've got presets. So I wanted the default, the blank one. So you select that, and then it opens up in a brand new, like a HTML editor. And of course, when you save it to a file. And because I was copying it and pasting it for all the other fields, and it looked okay, when it came to the export, it was actually reloading the file. And when you reload the file, it takes the last, it's using the same HTML file. So I had to delete the file basically, and then I opened up DaVinci Resolve for I'll do a quick fix on there, because I've got a template for the outro. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough memory. I used up 8 meg creating this MP4 file. So because I was going to use that file, change the outro, then re-export it, but I didn't have enough memory, so I couldn't use DaVinci. So then I had to delete the file so I could clear up some space, some memory. Go back into Shotcut and then just do the outro without the shadow. So I could just do a quickly get it out and running, export it again. Now I did this. The time now was 9 a.m. I think it was 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. Anyway, so I used the text simple effect instead of the text HTML. It just means, as I said, I can't have the shadow, so I'll have to let it pass. So I did that, and then I exported using a oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Then I exported it. Actually, this was probably, I'm getting confused enough. I don't know what I don't think it was around 800. I think it was much earlier. I think it was 2 hours, probably around the 6 o'clock mark. So I kicked off the export, and then again I checked on the progress, and this time it worked. I can't remember now, because it failed again, and this time it was because of my custom setting. Right, it was the custom setting, yeah. And when I looked at, because I use 40 kilobytes per second using the fixed GOP, when I viewed the file this time, it was completely rubbish. The quality was really very bad. It was no color, it was black and white, it was blocky, so I had to delete it straight away. Now I've just remembered that this second error came first. That was the first error. So when I saw that, I just exported it as normal, like without using my custom. Then 2 hours later, when it finished, I checked the output. It said it failed. This is when I got the failed message, and it looked okay until the outro was wrong. So there were 2 failures with the export. So it's not currently exporting because I had to redo the outro, as I mentioned, using the text simple effect, and I decided not to use my custom 40 kilobytes per second. I decided to use 40 megabytes per second, and I used 15 GOP, which is like one of the standard presets. So what I'm trying to say is the export failed twice, and now it's on its third export, so it's currently exporting. So I had fun and games with that, which is a shame. But the good thing about it is, while it's exporting, I get to go out for an early drive, which is what I've done. It has been raining and the sun's come out, and I was hoping to catch a rainbow somewhere, but unfortunately it's probably towards the east, and at the moment I'm driving south to north and north to east, but not towards east. Anyway, I'm rambling on, and that's the story so far. I've had cereals already. I watched The Highwayman yesterday. It was a really good film. It wasn't too... It was a bit... I don't know, it was... It didn't hold my attention, but it was a good film. It was well acted, good cinematography, visually, aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, saw that. And then I decided to watch another Michael Moore documentary, one that I saw years ago, called about bowling for Columbine. But it was so late by then that I stopped it and decided to watch the rest of it this morning over breakfast. And as soon as it finished and I had my breakfast, I decided to go for a drive. Right, so now that there's nothing here at the library, I'm going to return to the driving. Oh, it is in the car as well. Oh, I need to get petrol as well. Less £4. Less £4. Oops, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can get out this end. Can I get out this end? Maybe I should go this way. Oh, I shouldn't change my mind. It's going to go on the pavement, isn't it? Talking and reversing out and changing my mind which way I should reverse, because I could easily bang into something. I'm not very good at judging rules and what have you. I can breathe out now. Right, so here we go. Yes. Here we go. I got the petrol. And I knocked off £4 for the Netflix. My gosh. I'm at the roundabout. Here we go. Right, we're off and running. What's all rainbow somewhere? Did I? No. No rainbow. Right, I've got the stuff from Asda. Don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I did a quick stock check before I left the house. Usual thing: grapefruit juice, chili con carne, milk, which I needed the most. I did make a note of on Google Keep. Right. So now I'm off home. Just as I was driving home, it started to pour down. I don't know if it's finished yet. I had a quick peep. There's a long green bar, so maybe it's finished. I don't know. We'll soon find out once I take my shoes off and I've put my slippers on and take my coat off. I was going to go for a further drive, but it looks so miserable that I lost heart. So this is it. The drive is over for the day, but never say never. Anyway, I got the petrol. As I say, I knocked off the £4. I knocked off the £8 last time. So the £12 total, I've apportioned it towards the Netflix, as I've mentioned numerous times in the last few vlogs. So what's next? I think I'll have a cup of coffee. I'll have a mince pie and chili con carne on toast. That should perk me up. And then wait for the export to finish and take it from there. Now, do I carry on using Shortcut? Well, did I mention? No, I was talking about the text HTML earlier. I was leading on to the solution to that because, of course, once I kicked off this export in question, that's currently running, I went back to bed, or did I make breakfast? Anyway, afterwards, I think I went back to bed because then I started searching the forums about what do you guys do, you know, surely somebody else came across this mistake using a text HTML that's sharing the same file, the HTML file, because it's really a web page. They're using the website language HTML that you can do so much with in terms of effects that they thought, well, they can use it in the video editor. Anyway, the forum says the problem is you're saving to the same HTML file. I think I did mention it then. So the solution really was for each, get into a habit of when you save it, don't just save it as and give it a name. That way it doesn't overwrite the same file name. Makes sense. So at least now I can, maybe if I start today's vlog sometime today, I can go back to using the effects. Sadly, I delete instead of oh, never mind. I have to recreate it with. Let me finish my sentence. When I start the next vlog, I will use the shadow effects, knowing about the solution to the problem. I got there in the end. Right, take my coat off, shoes off, socks off, check on the export, chili con carne, and then what shall I watch next? What shall I watch next? I think the Chevy Chase Richard Dreyfuss film. Something cheerful, uplifting. Because today is a mixture of sun and rain. I was hoping I'd see a rainbow, but no. No way, Jose. Right. Oh, of course, yeah, I've got to unpack the shopping as well. How we do it? Hesitates is lost. So there's 2 hours left to export. That'll soon pass. I mean, that's equivalent to the Chevy Chase film and the making up of the chili con carne. So that's okay. There's always things to watch and things to eat. Right, gonna unpack now and then the cereal dish I'll need for the microwave, and of course I might as well wash the pint glass as well and fill it with water, and that's it really. Unpack and cook and watch. Big the mouse. Oh, last time I had that message I was able to play the file. Now I can't play it at all, so it's failed. I don't know why. Why has it failed? Lack of memory? $6 gig. That should be okay. I can save up to 9 gig. Why has it failed? It's going to fail and not tell me why. View log. Filled with exit code 1. $34 seats, 50,000 write-outs. 2 frames left in queue on closing. That means diddly squat. What time is it? 5:15. And this is export attempt number 4, I think. So I've not had a productive day today. I'm using the software's own preset YouTube export. Surely that will work. I'm not sure what the problem is. Well, they're looking at the vlog. Freudian slip there. Looking at the log. It mentioned what did it mention? Something about seeking. Anyway, just keep trying, I guess. Something about 1,000. Is it frame 1,000? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's using the old YouTube preset. I haven't been watching Chevy Chase and Richard Dreyfuss. I'm watching something called, it's another documentary, it's called The Un-American, and it's about Michael Moore, so as the tables have turned. And it's a bit like a podcast. I just closed my eyes for the last half an hour and just listened to it, and I thought I heard a bleep on the laptop. But I ignored it for a bit, and then I got conscious of it and got up and had a look, and then I saw the failure. And this has only got 2 minutes left to run anyway. I think it's winding down, and that's what, so I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, oh, it's winding down, it's grinding to a halt. And of course it's nearly finished. Anyway, we shall see if this one works. I'll give it a few minutes and then I'll be able to see what the ETA is. Right, it's taken 4 hours and 50 minutes to export. Wow, it's 30 minutes long. Now I'm going to test the results. Right, the upload's finished. It was going to take 1.5 hours, but it only took a few minutes because I was doing the thumbnail and it didn't take that long, but by the time I finished it, the upload was finished. So now it's public, it's all live, so I'm going to watch it now. I found something on Amazon Prime called Hollywood Rivals, and I've just seen James Cagney versus Humphrey Bogart, Robert De Niro versus Al Pacino. I was just about to hit play on Bela Lugosi versus Boris Karloff, but I'm going to watch the video I've just uploaded, see if it's okay. Yeah, so before that I watched a film, an Al Pacino film with Robert De Niro, and it's not The Irishman, and it's not Heat, and it's not Godfather Part 2. It's an oddity called Righteous Kill. I think I saw a bit of it before and I didn't sit through the end, but it's on Amazon Prime, so I thought I'd watch it. And it's one of those films where you think, this film's going nowhere, it's going around in circles until there's a twist. Then you think, oh okay, it's all about the twist. But the acting's very good in it. It's got Donnie Wahlberg, not Mark Wahlberg, and I must say the Wahlberg brothers are pretty decent actors. The editing is very good, very fast paced, very quick, lively edits, interesting camera shots and split screens. The director is someone called John Avnet, I think. I think he's an English TV director. I'm sensing he did The Singing Detective, but I'm not too sure. So, yes, this film came out about 11 years ago, and yeah, it was a bit, because of the twist, it was sort of, where's this going sort of film. But okay, you know, when you got the twist, it was a kind of antidote to Heat as well. But I'm not going to say too much in case you haven't seen it and I don't want to spoil it. So I saw that film. I don't know if I saw any other films today. I think I was preoccupied with the exports, and well, not really, because it's just a case of hitting export with a different setting. But anyway, I'm just random at the moment. So now I'm going to watch the video.